wish a very happy Lunar New Year to all who celebrate. It's the most important holiday in China, and it's also widely celebrated in South Korea, Vietnam, and other Asian countries. It's all about celebrating the arrival of spring and the start of a fresh year based on the lunar calendar. 2025 is the year of the snake, which symbolizes growth, adaptability, and embracing change and personal growth. Joining me to talk more about the Lunar New Year is Kevin Tien. He is the executive chef at Moon Rabbit in DC's Penn Quarter. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, of course. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about some of the dishes you've brought because the holiday also happens to coincide with Restaurant Week, which is so hot here in DC. And so if you don't mind, tell me a little bit about these dishes.
Yeah, so it's one of the dishes I brought is a chili sesame noodle. Okay. I always love to eat noodles during Lunar New Year's because the long noodle represents like longevity. And then this dish is actually for our Restaurant Week menu. Being from Louisiana, I'm Viet Cajun. Yes. So we did like a andouille sausage with a little bit of lemongrass, and we put it inside of a fresh spring roll. And then fish sauce that's made with mandarin. It
smells divine. I wanted to touch specifically on this. I understand that you curated a menu around the holiday. The food items will transfer over to the regular menu. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I recently was just in Vietnam for the first time.
That's amazing.
Came back super inspired, learned a lot about like all the food from the north to south, a lot of my family history, and then jumping into a new year, 2025 and the year of the snake, we wanted to do a fresh take on everything. So we're revamping the whole menu.
Well, let me back you up just a little bit because your journey is so fascinating. Your parents are from Vietnam. You were born in Texas. You lived in California. You've lived in New Orleans before then moving here to DC. And you said that you just recently visited Vietnam. And I wanted to take you back to that, some of those moments, some of those experiences. Is there a memory you would share with us from that trip that really was poignant and impacted you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really just kind of like walking down the streets and seeing like the hustle and bustle of like everyday life. Yeah. I think the grind out there is so real. Everyone like works so hard to provide for their families and themselves, and it's just like nonstop work. And I can see where that work ethic comes from my mom, being like a refugee from Vietnam. So it's like I appreciate everything we have here in the U.S. so much more. Well,
and to think not only of where your family has come from, their journey, but your journey as well, because you're at Moon Rabbit, and this is one of the most up-and-coming hot spots in Washington, D.C. What is it like to be part of this restaurant, to work with this staff? Talk to us about that.
The team's like absolutely amazing. I couldn't be more thankful to them. Actually, this morning I was like handing out like red envelopes to everybody on our team, tell them thank you and Happy New Year's. I see there's actually some red envelopes there, and they're actually filled with like $2 bills, and it's supposed to like bring a lot of like prosperity and luck.
That's so cool.
And the team, even though like my name's associated with the restaurant, but the team does all the heavy lifting. They're the one that provides the guest experience. They're the one that helps like cook the food. So everybody that has a great time, you have them to thank.
I wanted to take you back to, we were talking in the break, we were recently at the Michelin Star Awards in New York City, where Moon Rabbit won a Michelin star for the cocktails. And so when you heard that your team had won that, I mean, what was going through your mind?
It was so exciting. I was actually at work on Expo, but I was like live streaming you guys at the same time on the WUSA 9 app.
There we go. Buzzword. You just got bonus points. Love it.
And, I like paused. I was like, everyone stop in the restaurant. We're not like, and then like everyone wanted to take a moment to like celebrate and, to everyone that like, everyone did a great job like telling the stories of like the inspiration behind all of our drinks and our food. And that's the reason we were able to have some of our team in New York to accept that Michelin award.
Okay, tell me, if I was visiting for Restaurant Week, what is your favorite thing on the menu? If I could only order one thing, what would you recommend?
Ooh, I love the duck. So we have a duck soup for lunch and then a roasted duck and like charred bok choy for dinner. So.
And then last question for you, just, as we're talking about celebrating the Lunar New Year, Year of the Snake, anything you would add or what it means to you?
I think, that is around a great time to be around family. So I would say take the extra time to be next to your loved ones, give them a hug, thank all your friends, reach out to those you haven't connected with in a long time, because this holiday is all about like family and connection.
Perfect way to celebrate would be Restaurant Week, right?
Absolutely.
Coming on in to Moon Rabbit. All right, Executive Chef, Moon Rabbit, Kevin Tien, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, my pleasure.
All right, Topper, I'm going to send it on over to you because we got some food to dig into.